Madoda DUBE, South African. I was the director of the film One Humanity. Yeah, obviously my role was to really put the whole idea together and crystallize it into the essence of what it means when we say one humanity, the whole notion of the world kind of coming together, galvanized by one common purpose, which was to get rid of apartheid, basically. The film is made up, the narrative structure is made up of three kind of disparate parallel stories that are woven together to tell one main story. The one story is the story of the international solidarity movement, and from its growth, from its inception all the way to its fruition, which was to get rid of apartheid. The second storyline is the storyline of how the 1988 and the 1990 Nelson Mandela tribute concert, and as well as the Free Mandela concert, once he was free, how they were put together, basically. And you know, the ups and downs, the obstacles, the achievements, the celebrations, the joys. And then the third storyline is the story of the music. 83 artists came to perform from different parts of the world, well known and some not well known, and they performed certain songs that they felt were relevant to the subject matter. They were not necessarily political, but they were songs that they were known by. Sting, for instance, performs They Dance Alone, which was a song that he did for Chile, for the women in Chile who were dancing with imaginary partners of their husbands and their sons and their brothers that had disappeared, that the dictator at the time in Chile, Pinochet, had killed or got rid of or jailed or whatever. And so that song suddenly becomes very relevant for South Africa because, in a sense, we went through exactly the same thing. Then you have Biko, Peter Gabriel, we have Stephen Van Zandt singing Sun City, we have Jerry Damas singing Free Nelson Mandela. And basically through the music you then tell another story of how artists, musicians, filmmakers and so on also came, given the power that they command in being able to move people normally with their own music, but this time moving people for a cause towards achieving a certain end. So you have these three storylines of the music, of how the show was put together, and then obviously the political side of the international solidarity movement, and kind of woven together basically. And within all of that is the archive that we've used from all sorts of sources, from BBC, from ITN, from SABC, NBC, and so on, photographs, newspaper articles, documents. And the archive is also an integral part of the storytelling as well, because it takes you to a past and shows it to you in the manner in which it happened visually at that particular time. I try and populate my whole life with all these things. It comes from a whole lot of things. I try not to limit myself in being at least having access to all forms of arts, of music, irrespective of the genre. I try and find something, as long as it's positive, as long as it kind of moves you towards the commonality of human experience. That is what draws me to any piece of work, irrespective of where it comes from. You have to find people who believe in your ideas, but often it's hard. It's hard to find those people who will say, I will make sure this idea comes into fruition. So the idea is to just make sure that you believe in that idea so much that you're willing to do anything that you wish to fight for. Read, watch films, music. Don't limit yourself to a certain genre. Open your mind. That's all I can say.
Yes, yes.